everybody, and welcome to Yoga by the Moon. My name is Michelle, and I'm here to guide you through a new moon practice for November 20th of 2025. The new moon this time is actually positioned in Scorpio while we're still wrapping up Scorpio season, so it's double Scorpio power with this new moon. New moons are all about new beginnings and clearing pathways within and spiritual introspection and just newness, right? Like that, hence the title New Moon. Everything in the new moon brings about that title, new. Scorpio actually enhances a lot of this energy because it's very much about introspection, looking deep within ourselves. Scorpio asks us to face our shadows so we can clear out emotional and spiritual spaces within to create room for new. Scorpio also is very connected to the spiritual, which the new moon is a perfect time for connecting to the spiritual as well. And the more we connect with ourselves, the more we look at ourselves and ask what drives us, what ignites our passions, what fuels us through the day. How are we going to propel forward in new beginnings? When we use all of that energy to clear the space within that allows us to address those issues, we can really harness that power of the new moon to move forward in new adventures that are driven by our purpose, our fuel within, the things that light us up, so we can connect to ourselves. And then in doing so, we can connect to the greater picture, the greater divine, whatever you believe that to be, the universe, God, whatever you call it. We can still do that when we are more acting like ourselves, when we are ignited by the things that make us happy and set our souls on fire. So the new moon gives us this opportunity, especially this new moon in Scorpio. So we're going to do a lot of connecting within, connecting to ourselves and honoring the moon so that we can really create that space to connect to the divine, that space to have newness and abundance come into our lives. To begin, we're going to do a 4-7-8 breath work. And that particular breath work is a very calming breath work. It allows us to regulate our nervous system and find our center. And in doing so, we can really connect to the spiritual, we can connect to ourselves. So we really harness that energy of the new moon and harness that energy of Scorpio using this breath work. We'll do a total of 4 rounds. The first I'll demonstrate, and then we'll do 3 together. What we do is we inhale for a count of 4, we retain for a count of 7, and exhale for a count of 8. So I will count using my fingers so that I can also accurately breathe along with you. So ready? Our first breath will begin. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Two more. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. One more inhale. Retain. Exhale. Just regulate your breathing into your normal breathing pattern. Find your center. And as you do that, I will join you on the mat and we will start standing today. In order to honor the moon, I'm sure all of you have heard of a sun salutation, to greet the sun and honor the sun with our posturing. There is a moon salutation as well, and we will do 2 rounds of a moon salutation because that is one full cycle for a moon salutation to honor the moon in this beautiful, introspective, powerful new moon practice. And you begin a moon salutation standing on your mat in mountain pose. And then on an inhale, you raise your arms up overhead. And then we're going to exhale and we're going to tilt to the right to make a crescent moon with our bodies and a side body stretch. Inhale back to center. And exhale, we're going to tilt to the left in another crescent moon. Exhale back to center. And then we're going to inhale, and as we do so, we're going to step out wide, arms cactus shape, and then exhale, sink down into a goddess pose. Hold here just for a little bit. And then on an inhale, we're going to straighten those legs, straighten those arms. Reach out as far as you can with that right hand before you start to dump down into your spine, as long as you can reach before you start doing that. And then when you exhale, we're going to reach that hand down towards the mat. You may touch the mat all the way. Maybe you just grab at your shin. Maybe you grab at your thigh. Or if you have a block is always handy here next to on the inside of your foot to help prop you up. But wherever you are, keep that spine nice and long here in triangle pose. One more breath here. And then on an exhale, we're going to turn that left foot towards the right. Turn our hips towards our right foot as well, keeping that leg straight, just a soft bend in it. And we're going to hinge forward over that foot in pyramid pose. Now, maybe you're flexible enough to reach the mat. Maybe you need blocks or pillows on either side of your feet, either side of your foot to prop you up and keep that nice long spine. Maybe you just rest your hands on your shin, but keeping a nice, long, tall spine, like soft bend in your right knee so you don't lock it out. Nice back of the leg stretch here in pyramid. And then we're going to drop to that left knee all the way to the mat, still facing the right side, tilting into your hips, raising your arms high in a low lunge. One more breath like this. And when you're ready, exhale. Bring both hands to the inside of that right foot. Raise that right knee and raise that left knee, and sink into that right hip. When I work with kids, I call this Spider-Man pose, but it's Skandasana or ninja pose. And you prop up on that right heel so that you're standing on those right tips, the right tippy toes, while you're sitting into that hip. And you can use your hands to keep you propped up so you keep your balance. One more breath here. Inhale. On an exhale, we're going to crawl our hands over as we make our way over into our left hip, straightening out our right leg. Skandasana on the other side. And what we're going to end up doing is reversing everything we did on the right leg with the left. So one more breath here. And then on an exhale, we're going to turn towards that left foot, squaring our hips towards the left foot, dropping on our right knee, sinking our hips down. Woo. You may lose your balance. I do sometimes too, obviously. Sinking those hips down, raising those arms up to the sky in a low lunge on the left leg. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, hands plant to the mat for just a moment. Come up on your right toes. Step that right foot up, standing up, straightening your left leg. Pyramid pose. Remember, once again, keep a softness in that left knee, but don't bend into it too much. If you need blocks or pillows on either side of your foot to keep that nice tall spine, please do. One more breath here. Inhale. On an exhale, we're gonna raise that right arm up to the sky. Triangle pose on the left side. Maybe you need a block. Maybe you rest your hand on your shin. Maybe you rest it on your thigh. Maybe you rest it on the mat. Wherever is comfortable for you, wherever you can keep a nice long spine. One more breath here. On an exhale, we're going to come back up to center, turning those right toes out, squatting down, cactus arms, goddess. Inhale. Exhale, straighten those legs up, arms up overhead, back to mountain pose. Exhale, make that crescent moon to the right. Or sorry, that's my left. Your left, sorry. Inhale. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale, now to the right. Sorry, crescent moon once again. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, hands to heart center. That's one of 2 rounds of our moon salutations. But take a breath here. Notice how you feel. That moves some energy in our bodies, but it connects us to our bodies. It connects us to that spiritual nature of ourselves as we honor the moon with these poses. One more breath here in mountain. On an exhale, raise those arms back up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to tilt to the left this time, making our crescent moon. Exhale, back to center. Inhale. Exhale, tilt to the right, making that crescent moon, side body stretch. Exhale, back to center. Inhale, step those legs out wide, toes pointed out, making goalpost arms, and exhale, squat down into your goddess pose. Nice, strong goddess, connecting to our spiritual nature, that of the divine, the goddess within. Whether you are identify as female or not, we all have feminine and masculine energy, and this allows us to connect to that divine feminine within. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, straighten those legs. Turn your right toes to meet towards the left, reaching your arms out. Tilt into that left arm until you can no longer tilt forward without bending your spine. And then kind of clock those arms down to 12 and 6 and into triangle on the left side. Again, maybe you have a block, maybe you are propped up on your shin, maybe you're propped up on your thigh, maybe you're all the way onto the mat. But wherever you are, keep a nice tall spine and triangle. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to turn towards that left foot now. Once again, maybe you have blocks on either side of your foot. Maybe you just rest your hands on your shin or your thigh, but have a soft bend in your knee for pyramid pose. One more breath in here. On an exhale, drop down to that right knee, sink into your hips, and raise your arms up overhead. Low lunge. Inhale. Exhale, bring those hands to the inside of that left foot. come up on your right toes as you straighten your right leg, lifting that left heel, coming up on those left tippy toes, sitting into that left hip for Skandasana. Got my hair in my mouth, I apologize. Sit here and breathe in our little Spider-Man ninja pose. When you're ready, crawl those hands to the right side as you shift your hips from left to right. Now coming up on the right toes, sitting into the right hip, straightening that left leg. Skandasana on the other side. Breathe. One more breath in. On a breath out, we're going to turn towards that left foot now, shifting those hips to square off towards the left foot, dropping the left knee. Oh, sorry, that's the right foot. Keep doing that with the sides. I'm directionally challenged today. Sink into your hips, raise those arms. Low lunge on the right side. Please forgive me for my misdirection. Just breathe. One more breath in. On a breath out, plant your hands on either side of your foot. Lift that left knee and step the left foot forward just a little bit as you straighten through your right leg. Maybe you tent your fingertips on either side of your right foot. Maybe you're on blocks. Maybe you're holding onto your shin. Keep a soft bend in that right knee. Pyramid pose. Nice tall spine. Nice deep breaths. One more breath in. On an exhale, just open up that left arm to the sky. Triangle pose on the right side. One more breath in. On an exhale, we're going to rise, turn those left toes out, sit into those hips, cactus those arms. Our last goddess pose. Breathe in. Exhale, straighten those legs, reach those arms up to the sky. Heel toe those feet in under the hips. Inhale up. Exhale, tilt to the right for a side body stretch. Inhale. Exhale, center. Inhale. Exhale, tilts to the left. Inhale. Exhale, center. And bring those hands down to heart center in mountain pose. Maybe you need to shift side to side. Maybe you need to wiggle those legs out just a little bit. Maybe you just want to find some stillness just for a moment. Settling into yourself, connecting to the rhythm of your breath, connecting to your heartbeat, connecting to all within. And when you're ready, we're going to find all four corners of each foot, firmly pressing into those feet as you lift out that chest, shoulders back and down. Nice tall spine. Nice rooted feet. And when you're ready, we're going to shift the weight into the right foot. Lifting off maybe just on the left toes for now. Or if you're ready, we're going to lift the knee parallel to the ceiling in the mat. Don't worry if you fall, your yoga mat will catch you. Just one-legged mountain. Maybe you stay here. Maybe you take your right arm to hold the left knee and open through that left wing, looking to the left side. Woo! Balance is off today. That's okay. Your yoga mat will catch you. Mine did. Open through that left side. Challenge your balance, looking to the left in one-legged mountain. One more breath here. Exhale as gracefully as you can. Come back to center. Maybe you've plopped on out of it. That's fine, just like I did. It's okay. It's all good. It's just yoga. Nothing serious. All we're doing is connecting within, and we can find some joy in our own need for progress. We always have things we can strive for, right? We can find joy in that, I think. I do. When you're ready, shift the weight into that left foot. And then maybe raise the right knee parallel to the ceiling. One thing that will help your balance is finding a point of focus, a drishti, off in front of you where you're just kind of staring off. Pulling that chest through will also help, lifting the chest, nice tall spine. Maybe you stay here in one-legged mountain. Maybe you grab the right knee with your left hand and open up through the right wing, and then slowly, carefully, looking to the right side of the room. Challenging that balance just a little bit more. Connecting within. The more you connect within, the more your body finds that power. One more breath in here. Exhale. Bring that knee down. Shake it out. Inhale, raise those arms up overhead. Nice full body stretch. Exhale, grab opposite elbows as you forward fold into a ragdoll pose. Generously bend those knees. Don't lock your knees out. Maybe you want to sway side to side. Maybe you want to shake your head yes and no. Maybe you want stillness. But wherever you are, take a couple more breaths. Just down regulating our nervous system here in ragdoll pose. Wherever you are, take one more breath in. And I'm going to turn to the side as you exhale so you can see me a little bit better, and bring those hands down to the mat as you come down onto your knees and sit those hips back onto your heels in child's pose. This is arguably the most spiritually self-connecting posture. Very down-regulating. Gives that nice third eye a massage. Our third eye is what connects us to the greater divine. Breathe. Now, before we go on to what we're doing next, I'm going to explain a little bit as you rest here in child's pose. We're going to do a little bit of a child's pose flow where we inhale on in child's and then exhale coming up onto our hands and knees and rounding our spine into cat pose. And we're going to go through that 5 times. So wherever you are, exhale fully. Then inhale in child's. Exhale, come up, hands and knees, rounding your spine, cat. Inhale, hips to heels, child's. Exhale, cat. Inhale, child's. Exhale, cat. Inhale, child's. 2 more. Exhale, cat. Inhale, child's. Exhale. And when you're ready, just make your way to seated, bringing those legs in front of you. Maybe you want to shake out those knees real quick before we do a couple of seated postures. And when you're ready, we're going to bend our right knee, our right heel coming to the outside of our left hip, kind of making a triangle with our knee in front of us. And then you're going to bend your left knee on top of the right, left heel coming to the outer part of your right hip. Now there may be a lot of space between your knees. You may need a block to support in between. This is a very intense posture, shoelace pose. Very good for releasing in the hips. And we won't stay here long. Just releasing so that we can make space for the new, make space for that connection to who we really are. Find what ignites us. One more breath in here. As you exhale, slowly unwind those legs, straighten them in front of you, wiggle those legs and thighs, kind of massaging through the back of the thighs and the calves. One more breath here. Inhale. And this time we're going to exhale that left heel to the outer part of our right hip, making that triangle with our left knee in front of us, and then stacking the right knee on top of the left, right heel outside of the left hip, shoelace on the other side. Once again, there may be a massive gap, maybe there's none, maybe one side was much more of a gap than the other. That's perfectly normal. We don't usually retain a balance in our hips, especially we tend to shift side to side and favor one side over the other, so things are never even in our bodies. This helps us even that out. This helps us release, to create space for all this abundance promised us by the new moon. Elongate those exhales to further release into the posture. Find more ease, more connection within. One more breath in. On an exhale, we're going to straighten those legs in front of us once again. Maybe you shake them out again. We're going to keep our left leg straight, and this time we're going to bend our right leg, kind of creating a number 4, an upside down number 4 with our leg, our foot on the inside of our left thigh. Inhale, keeping a nice tall spine. And as you exhale, crawl those hands forward around either side of that left leg, but keeping your spine tall. In head to knee pose, Janu Shirsasana. A nice down regulating posture. With every exhale, maybe you can surrender just a little bit more. Even if you just imagine inching forward more rather than actually doing so. One more breath in. On an exhale, slowly crawl back up. Straightening that right leg. Bringing that left foot to the inner part of your right thigh. Making that figure 4 on the other side. Lift your chest, shoulders back and down. And then on an exhale, slowly fold forward over that right leg, keeping your spine tall, chest pulled through. That might mean you don't go very far down. That's okay. It's not about how far down you go. It's about how much you surrender. And breathe. Every exhale, release just a little bit more. Find more areas that you can make space, whether that's emotionally, spiritually, or physically. Let's create that space the Scorpio asks us to do so we can connect deeper to ourselves. One more breath in. On an exhale, slowly crawl back on up. And this time we're just going to cross our legs into a comfortable, easy, cross-legged position. Inhale, raise that right arm to the sky. Exhale, bring it to your left knee as you swing your left arm behind, tenting those fingers and looking over your left shoulder in an easy twist. Twists wring out our body and create space. So it's a beautiful way to make room for the abundance coming with this new moon. With every exhale, maybe slowly wring out just a little bit more. Keeping your spine nice and tall, chest lifted. Inhale. Exhale, unwind back to center. And this time, inhale that left arm up to the sky. Exhale as the left hand comes to the right knee. Right arm swings behind, tenting those fingers up to prop you up, keeping your chest lifted. And maybe you turn and look over that right shoulder. Easy twist, other side. And breathe. One more breath in. And as you exhale, come back to center. Gently resting your palms onto your knees. Maybe you find a soft gaze. Maybe you slowly close your eyes. Maybe you're more comfortable taking a final resting pose in Shavasana, your typical Shavasana, laying on your back. Or maybe you want to sit here in a meditative Sukhasana as I guide you through a meditation for this new moon. Find your center. Find the rhythm of your breath. Of all of the water signs of the zodiac, Scorpio is the most intense and passionate. It's symbolized by the scorpion. And like a scorpion, Scorpio too burrows deep into things. Scorpio season is when the veil between the material world and all that is beyond is at its thinnest. And so we can embrace the spiritual energy of the universe unafraid. We can approach spirituality with depth. We can enter the darkness, face our shadows, and once again, be unafraid. With its passion and power, Scorpio asks us to tap into our desires. As you deepen your breath, imagine that you're sinking beneath the surface of your own skin, going inward on a physical journey inside. Let your consciousness go deeper, deeper, deeper in. Connect to the things that move you, that touch your soul and ignite it on fire. Let the passionate energy of Scorpio awaken those passions within you. And on your next inhale, set an intention for yourself to keep this passion alive, to take steps into making dreams reality, to making plans to more actively embrace the things that you love and do them. Allow the promise of the new moon to fill you with hope for these desires. And exhale any doubts away. Exhale away anything that you may think is blocking you from achieving these desires and dreams. Anything that you think might inhibit you from fully partaking. Release that away with your exhales. And inhale those promises to yourself. Connect to your heart space as you start to come back to the surface of yourself, leaving away that shadow behind, but taking with you the spirit that is within you, the drive that is within you. Make sure to bring that sense of power and passion that you felt connecting within. Bring that with you to the surface and carry it into the coming days as we embark on the new beginnings promised by the new moon. And when you're ready, slowly flutter your eyes open. Maybe find some gentle movement, gentle sways, bringing yourself back to the present, to yourself, to this material world, while carrying with you that spiritual. I want to thank you for once again finding time to practice with me. It is always my honor and joy to do so. I hope you found some joy in my own human frailty as I taught today, and I hope you were able to connect to the passions and the spiritual nature within. And from my heart to yours, truly, thank you for joining me. I hope you will join me next week for the first quarter moon practice as we embark into Sagittarius season. And from my heart to yours, namaste.